Okay, we are back live, coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio today. And technology's great when it works. That's always what I say on this program. And sometimes when it doesn't, well, we have what we have. But
Yeah.
we have got a great guest joining us today here on our big broadcast. Anna Andrews is with us. How are you, my friend?
Hi. I'm doing well, actually.
Well, you are fantastic. I will have to say. Thank you for joining us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast, and of course, because Anna is such a perv magnet, as you can see on your screen, if you're watching us on any of our video platforms, it must mean that it's another grand edition of Fucking Around with Porn Stars. And we have got a great one today here on our broadcast. She is a 5-time TEA nominated actress. She is with Model Red Agency, and she is a writer, and she joins us live here via the magic of the old Skip Skype. Yes, the Skyper, Rooney. And so, Ms. Andrews, talk to us a little bit about how you got started in the adult business.
Is that I've wanted to be in this industry pretty much, well, I don't want to say how early, but yes, fairly early on, I wanted to be in the adult film industry. I never thought I'd have my shot, and I never even really knew how to get in. And then someone I was seeing said, "Hey, I know this like intermediary, this person," and I decided to just take my chance and maybe see if it was going to be worth it. And
That's
then
awesome.
here I am. The first scene went okay. It's not my best work. I cringe when I watch it now. Um, but they called me back for another scene, and then I made a trip out, and then I made more effort, and slowly but surely I've improved in my work, and it has been pretty good so far. I'm a working porn star, and just like working actresses and actors, that's kind of where you want to be.
Yes, yes, and that is the dream, as they say.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that that you've gotten that all set up. Now, of course, Anna is on OnlyFans and ManyVids and all the various places. Um, One of the things that I appreciate everything that you guys and you girls in the adult film industry go through and put up with. But one of the things that is sort of a behind the scenes that nobody really knows too much about, that because I have recently got into the business, as they say,
yeah,
I will have to say that setting up an OnlyFans and a ManyVids and all of these places, holy crap, what a mess!
yeah. It is a
Wow.
mess. Now, mind you, not to disparage the hands that feed me, not to bite them, but
No, no,
still.
no, 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 no,
Um,
no. And I think it's actually great that they go through some of the processes with the identification and everything that they do.
oh yeah, of course.
But my God, that whole holding the phone to your face and then bringing it back and putting your face in an oval and all
Yeah.
that. Wow. And I'll tell you, if you don't get it the first time, you got to keep going and going and going until you do.
hmm to get my OnlyFans restarted after an absence, it took me about 3 hours of just back and forth,
Oh my God. What a mess.
just face scanning, and it's incredibly impersonal. Even though it's your face, is that it's just, oh, this doesn't match your ID. Well, my ID was
Yes.
taken like 2 years ago, and I've undergone a lot of changes since then.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
I will have to say that is the one thing that I will say that not a lot of people appreciate about the guys and the girls that are in this business.
Oh yeah.
what you folks have to go through.
Mm.
But let's talk a little bit about some of the different things that you've done. I think it is amazing that you are a 5-time nominated TEA in the awards. Talk to us about the nominations and some of the
Um,
history of this whole thing.
okay. So this year, actually, the teas are going on today. As you can see, I'm not in LA. I'm back at home
Yeah,
because I'm prepping for surgery. But this year, I am nominated for, I believe, Best Hardcore Performer
that's
and
awesome.
Best Internet Personality. Now, if I do end up winning today, please someone let me know. Please someone just walk up there and grab my award. But the previous year I was nominated for Best Internet Personality once again, Miss Unique, and Best New Face. Even though I've been in this industry for about 3 to 4 years now, last year's tease was the first tease it had back since the pandemic, so a lot of new faces erupted since then.
Yeah, that's that is one thing that the pandemic did do, and that's created a whole bunch of new porn people.
Yeah, a
It
great deal of people are like, oh, well, you know what? Since I'm not doing anything, let me try this. It'll be easy money, and then they realize it's not really easy money by any stretch of the imagination.
yeah. Oh my God. There's a lot of money in the porn business, but
Oh yeah.
you got to bust your tail to get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how this whole thing works. So take me through your process of getting prepared to film a scene. What is that like on on your level? Because I'm sure your level's completely different than other people's stuff. What is your process like?
Okay, I'm wondering how much I can say
Oh,
on
you can
the
say
air.
whatever the hell you want because the stations that carry us live, they'll dump out and come back later.
Okay.
There's a lot of stations that just edit around some of the bad language or whatever.
Okay, well, this is going to
You
be a
feel
big
free
gap
to
in your
say
show,
whatever
but
the hell you
okay.
want, my friend. Hell, the show's called
Okay.
"Fucking Around with Porn Stars." you,
All
you
right.
can pretty much say what you want here, though, my friend.
Okay, so let's go through the process from a few days out
Okay.
to the day of.
Okay.
Um, Now, the big thing is testing. Testing is an incredibly vigorous thing that is synonymous with the industry. They're having some upheaval now, but they're making it more stringent, not less stringent. Um, Getting tested and going to one of the major testing facilities, either CET or cleared or talent testing or some other verifiable test, because you can't just show up with a fresh note from your local general practitioner saying that, hey, they said I was good 3 months ago, let's go. It has to be something within 2 weeks and something verifiable by your producers, the directors on set, the other talent on set as you're standing there in front of you. So it has to be one of those companies.
Yeah.
For most professional on-site set on studio sets. That's the first thing. Next is doing all of the grooming rituals that I have become accustomed to and my fans have come to expect. Your nails, your toes, um, hair removal, hair appointments, and also because of my proclivities for anal, prepping for anal, which is if you're doing it right or you're doing it for a big scene, um, can be a several day process.
Yes. Yes.
As that anal is something that is not it's not an activity you can do spontaneously for the most part. You have to have a great deal of prep time. And for some people that does kill it, but like in this realm, especially with us being in the land of make believe and artifice, um,
That's
it's something that
awesome.
we go through and we make it seem effortless. Is that even if I have shoots back to back to back, and even if it is something that popped up randomly, which usually it doesn't, um, at minimum it is 8 to 12 hours of fasting. Um, my diet is it irrevocably changed by it because now my diet is very high in fiber for the most part. Um, Tons of water beforehand, sometimes even antidiarrheals, just to make sure that everything is spotless and colorless as possible. Because even if it happens to be a mess in your personal life, it's not the end of the world. It's that you know where you're playing, you know what arena you're in, and very simply put, shit happens. But um, in porn, it's completely different because you're dealing with the visuals, and anything seen is going to be magnified by 10. When they do color grading and everything else, it may make something fairly innocuous in your one-to-one look horrific.
Yeah.
So absolutely no mess, no anything. And even on set, even with professionals, accidents do happen. I'm not shaming anyone. I've had a couple incidents. I could go scene by scene with the director's commentary and tell you when I've had moments where there was a question. But um,
We might have
there
to do
are,
that. So it does sound fun.
yeah,
we've
oh
we've
yeah,
we've we have done in the past on this show. We have done something that they pioneered in the world of pro wrestling called a watch along, where we basically get two porn stars together and we watch a scene or a little bit of a scene or whatever, and we have the porn people do commentary over it, which it is. It sounds so stupid, but it's terribly entertaining. We may have to do
oh,
that
it's
sometime with
amazing
you.
because like I like doing this for my friends. Whenever a scene comes out, I have a fucking watch party of sorts.
Ah, yes. That is awesome. we
Yeah.
we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast, and you can find this lovely, lovely woman on the Twitter machine. Real
Yes.
ANAANDREWS. If you want to find the fantastic Ms. Andrews, and she joins us today here via the magic of the old skip Skype. Yes, the Skype-a-rooney. And we are talking a little bit about her background, her career, a little bit of everything. And so when you started doing the whole sex work and porn business, what were some of your goals when you got into the business?
Okay. All right. I was actually having kind of a tear-filled conversation with my partner, Nicola,
Yeah.
last night about it because we're still very torn up about not being able to go to the teas.
Yeah.
Is that for a moment I lost my mission statement? Is that when I started out, there wasn't anybody that looked like me in the industry that had anywhere near a similar personality, and I wanted to be that representative for the black girls, for the girls that are questioning, for the nerds, for the not baddies, for the people that are still developing themselves and developing their personalities and developing their personas, their identities entirely. And I think after a little bit of soul searching, I'm back on track. Is that I have run into a couple girls in the industry that say, "Hey, I remember seeing your scenes last year, and they helped me do this, or they helped me decide whether I was going to do this, or I was inspired by this, or I was inspired by that." And I remember 3, 4 years ago saying that to girls, and just it's weird being able to do that baton pass And mind you, if you're starting out in the industry and you have like maybe a couple established scenes, hit me up. But still, um, it's good to be an inspiration. It's good to be for people to recognize what you're doing.
Yeah,
And that's what I wanted. I wanted someone to look up and recognize a part of themselves in me,
that's awesome.
and
That's
also to come. It really helps if they come while they're doing so.
that's all. It's always an added bonus. Uh,
Yes,
so do you top or are you mostly a bottom?
is that I am verse. I feel like almost I'm getting pigeonholed into topping because there is a bit of a top shortage, I guess, or at least there
There's
is
a
a
top
imagined
shortage.
top shortage. Yeah.
Wow. My lord, even in the porn industry, there is a
Oh
supply
yeah.
chain issue.
Is
It's
that
amazing.
I will say this is that people imagine that porn stars have these crazy, sexy lives that constantly are filled with orgies and everything else. And sure, that's partially true. However, I am getting laid a lot less than pre-transition, pre-porn, pre-everything. Um, Now, mind you, if we're talking about body counts, and if we were relating sex to murder, I'd be a genocide artist. But still,
Oh my god.
um,
What a deal.
but yeah, is
You
that
are
things have slowed because of
fantastic.
the testing, because of the care for my fellow performers. Is that
Yeah.
now I have sex with my monogamous fluid bonded partners outside of porn. That's about it. I don't really have that crazy random hookup that people have on the street. And people
Yeah.
have this really big perception that porn stars and sex workers are dirty. Is that this is our job. Is that despite
Yes.
everything else, despite how fun it looks, despite the horror stories you may hear occasionally, this is our job and everyone takes care of it professionally for the most part. People that don't are usually outed fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Um, we're not usually going to bars and fucking randos. We're not popping up at your random local orgies. Is that we may have scenes with partners that are tested. We see everyone's test beforehand. We test if we're working every 2 weeks. We ensure that we're taking treatment if we ever do run into an infection. And there's
Yeah.
a lot less stigma than there is in the general population for testing and treatment because there can't be. We can't have the same stigma if we're doing it every 2 weeks, if we're constantly checking our status,
Yeah.
if we're constantly making sure that we have all the prophylactics um, and prep and all the other things we do to prevent and protect ourselves and our community.
Well,
But
that
yeah, it is a great deal less sex than people think it is.
well, see, this is the thing that I've always I interviewed a uh, author a couple weeks ago on our political show. Actually, not even a couple weeks ago. Hell, Thursday. When
Mm-hmm.
we're doing this show, it was like Thursday, and she was talking about she had supposedly been child trafficked and all this, and then she starts blaming the porn industry. And it took so much for me not to cut her off and lay into her because I'm like, you know, there's so much of the porn industry that I don't even know how child trafficking and porn got to be together because a kid can't sign can't sign a release form
Yeah,
is
it's
my thing. And like just like that with you where you were saying, hey, I don't go out and randomly find, chicks and dudes to bang because I gotta be clean because this is how I make my money. And I
yeah.
don't think people understand that in the porn industry there is a lot of stuff that goes on that
Is
you guys
that
are being
sure with
tested and all these things. So
is that because it is it is sex involved because it is an adult industry.
Yeah.
People have absolutely no tolerance or any common sense for
Yeah.
like the fact that a lot of the issues that are seen in the porn industry as terrible negatives and just deplorable things are just issues with work in general.
Yeah.
There are exploitative people in every industry. There are exploitative people in pretty much every job site that you can see or interact with. But we're
Oh
the ones
yeah.
who get hammered for it the most. Now, mind you, it can be abhorrent. There have been people that have been outed as terrible predators, but it's the exception, not the rule. Is
Yeah.
that as someone who has a normal everyday 9 to 5 civilian job, um, I get respected more on a porn set than I do in my day-to-day life at work.
Yes.
Um, I don't have to worry about misgendering at my porn site job. Well, I run into that almost every day at work.
Oh,
Um,
I'll tell you, that is, I did not realize
yeah.
how much of an issue that was until we were in Vegas for the AVNs,
Hmm.
and our roommate for the week, she got misgendered every freaking place that we went that wasn't the porn convention.
Yeah, and it's
I did
just
not realize how bad that is.
is that, and it all depends upon people's general biases. Is that for the most part, most people haven't actually. We're a rarity, trans people. We're
Yeah.
1% of the population, so on average, most people haven't run into one person that they haven't seen on a screen like mine or in some biased news something.
Yeah.
They haven't actually run into us. They haven't actually had conversations with us. It's one of the reasons why things are as bad as they are because no one has any real personal reference.
Yeah.
Prejudices thrive on the unknown, on not knowing someone, on not knowing a group. Um, but yeah, it's that for the most part, unless someone has had a lot of interaction with trans people, I really don't get that all that often. And
Yeah.
the ones that hurt the most are when it's not someone being a chud online or just trying to be nasty. I've grown a tough skin to most of that. Um, it is when just on accident with someone that has absolutely no idea what you have going on personally, just will just call you the wrong pronoun. And it's not because they were trying to be nasty. It's not because they were trying to be vindictive or anything else. It's just, hey, I thought you were this based
Yeah.
on just my plain face assumption of who you were.
Yeah.
And usually they'll apologize, and that's fine. But just it's one of those things that kind of it stabs a lot more than anyone else being like, oh, slur this, slur that. Like people really try it online as of late, especially. But those it's nasty, but it's just like someone trolling you online on like an Xbox Live lobby. They don't know you. They don't have any idea about you. They may construct some arguments based on the tweets they saw a few moments ago, but they don't really even care enough to know about you. And usually, when you see people like that and you check their own profiles, they have nothing but vitriol to this group of people anyway. They've
Yeah.
devoted their entire lives to it. Um,
Yeah. And I will say, you know, like I said, I did not realize how much of a misgendering issue there was, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like you were saying, in the porn industry, you don't really have any issues because people, you know, people have been
yeah, it's that
around
on set. I really
everybody.
don't. Now, mind you, in the greater industry thing and the greater industry sphere, there is still some issues because it's a microcosm of society. There
Well,
are
yeah,
still transphobic porn stars. There are still transphobic studios, but for the most part, on a one-to-one basis, it's pretty good here. And compared to the outside, much better.
Well, we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast, and Anna Andrews is with us. She is amazing, and she joins us here on our big program. So, what are some of the upcoming scenes or anything that you've got coming out that people need to be aware of?
Actually, I have a scene that just was recently shot last month for the Crash Pad series with my wife, Nicola Ofan. Um, I haven't gotten any notification that's been released just yet, but I'm excited for it. But also, I'm going to be doing a really big push to film again in August because I'm going to be recovering from surgery in a few days. My surgery comes up in 12 days.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm going to come back bigger and better than ever. And believe me, there are some people I'm excited to show you. There are, I have, to quote Hellraiser, I have such sights to show you.
So, what's been some feedback that you get from the fans and folks that watch your porn? What are some feedback that you get?
Is that for the most part on like my OnlyFans, my ManyVids, I have a very silent audience. Um, they are not there for the social aspect of that social media site. They don't want to talk to other people that enjoy my content. They don't want anyone else to know that they're enjoying my content. They are relatively quiet about it. They shut the fuck up. But on sites where they get to add comments and they feel a little bit more secure, I guess. I do get the occasional comment. Usually it's compliments to me, which is it's very nice. It's comforting. And sometimes when I'm having a rough one, I'll review them and it'll bring me some solace and some comfort. There have been a couple times I've been razzed on on porn sites, like tube sites, especially when they put my when they put clips out. There was one where it was the middle of winter in Atlanta. I was shooting, and it was very dry in the room because they used like gas heaters. And I had a comment that has stuck with me for 2 years now about my feet being ashy, and yeah.
So strange. The porn marks are so strange
Yeah, but
sometimes.
there are bread and butter. Is that I have as much respect for them as they give to me.
Yeah.
Is that without them, I couldn't be doing this even as a side gig, even as a even as it wouldn't be even the prospect of having this career would be completely impossible without fans. Um,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of ways to be a fan. Is that right now I am sitting at about 38,000, 39,000 actually today. Followers on Twitter. Um, and there are plenty of ways to even improve that. Just liking and retweeting my stuff is something that a fan can do. Buying my stuff, please buy porn. Um, please support the artists that you like. And because the whole thing is the reason why people are saying, oh, porn is so weird, all this stepdaughter stuff, all this weird stuff, it's because a very small percentage of people who consume porn actually buy porn. And this industry is very vote with your wallet. If
Yes.
you if you buy something, if you interact with something, porn makes more of it because they like money. Um,
Yes.
and even if you are indulging in porn that you don't like you like the subject matter of, but you watch it or you purchase it because you like the artist in it, you were making kind of a vote for more of that content to be made, which is why the whole stepdaughter I'm stuck thing is so prevalent now. Um, which is why certain fetishes have kind of reached the foreground. If you want more, shall I say, vanilla porn or porn with a certain artist or porn of a certain genre, buy that porn.
Yes. Yeah. And it's not just a tagline. Buy your porn.
Yeah.
because the people that make the porn, like you were saying, they vote with their wallets. So
Hmm.
they will make what you're looking at. So I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. So before we let you go, what is next for you? You mentioned you're having surgery, but after that wraps up, what do you have coming up?
Okay. All right. So right now it's speculative. I have a these scenes can be canceled, reimagined, recast, whatever you like to call it. They could simply not happen, but I do have kind of a Sega Dreamcast of shoots coming up this year.
That is
Um,
awesome. That's awesome phrasing, by the way. Go
in
ahead.
fact, I'm hoping to make my return to a site I have a great deal of personal interest in, T Girls Hookup. They do hardcore, crazy T for T scenes. So if you want gagging, if you want spit play, if you want golden showers, if you want gaping, if you want fisting, if you want hardcore sapphic trans girl for trans girl porn, T Girls Hookup is the place to be. It's very neon colored. I did a DVD for I was on one of their DVDs this past quarter. Neon fuck dolls. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to make my return back to them soon. I'm really, really excited to work with Trans Taken. We've had a couple of talks about it, but again, that could just simply not happen. I want to work. There's so many people I want to work with in this industry. I wish I could just at them on this, but I don't know if that'd be too much. um, I don't want them to say this bitch really did just say that she's going to do a scene with me, and I don't even want to work with this bitch. I've never heard of her before. Who? But yeah, a year ago I was talking about doing a scene with Shawn Michaels. I would love to make that happen. Um, I'd love to do a scene with Vic Raleigh. I'd love to make more porn with my wife, Nicola Ofan. Um, she's off there just being quiet so that she doesn't have to walk past or anything else like that. But I want to do a scene with Eros Orisha. Um, there's just I want to fuck a lot of girls. There's a lot of guys I want to fuck in this industry, and if they will let me, I will.
That's awesome.
Also, I had a scene for T Girls Hookup, or not T Girls Hookup, Trans Angels in December. Um, and I'd love to go back to those scenes. I worked with Billy Beaumont. She was an amazing performer. Alpha Wolf was amazing. The entire set and cast there were just great. And if they'll have me back, especially after I'm new and improved, after I'm Anna Andrews 2.0, I will certainly be back.
That is amazing. Well, this has been fantastic. I hope to do this again. Good luck with your surgery and everything. And before we let you go, where is the best spot for people to consume your porn and support what you're doing, my friend?
Is that for right now, the biggest way to reach me, to contact me, to interact with me is through Twitter. From there, all other things branch out from. You can find my Pornhub link from there. You can find my OnlyFans link, my ManyVids link. You can find my Instagram. I'm usually Real Anna Andrews on everything.
Fantastic.
Um,
Look at that. Great marketing, by the way. That's good. There's so many people that they don't know what they're doing, and they're like, like you would be like you're real Anna Andrews, but there'd be people that'd be like, well, I'm Anna Andrews the number one on
on
Instagram,
this, and
but
I'm
I'm
such and
not
such
that
on
on
this.
this.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
is
guys,
that
girls, you guys need to calm down. The guys and the girls of the porn industry need to get together and need to realize what you're doing is a good thing, where you're one name across all platforms. I think
yeah.
that's great.
Um, And fun fact, little hidden behind the scenes tidbit is that I got the idea of Real Anna Andrews from the marketing and nomenclature lawsuit between Ghostbusters, the comedy show with the monkey, and the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
That's awesome. That's awesome. A Ghostbusters monkey reference on this show. That
Yeah.
is fantastic. Well, you are amazing. Thank you for making time for us, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a
Yeah, of
wonderful,
course.
wonderful
Yeah.
rest of your Sunday. Thank you, my friend.
You as well. All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
There she goes, the fantastic Anna Andrews with us today here on another grand edition, kids, of Get Around with Porn Stars. We are going to take a brief time out. And when we come back, we will have more on the other side. And of course, you can find us each and every day over there on Skyhawk After Dark. We are live each and every Friday and a replay on Saturday. We've got more coming up here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars.